What's up, YouTube? I'm G Infinite. Today's episode is on Marvel's 80 Years double box set, Havok and Polaris. Most of you that don't know Havok, he's the leader of X Factor. So today's episode is on Marvel's 80 Years, Polaris, and the leader of X Factor, Havok. Alright guys, so the first figure I'm getting into today is Polaris. Polaris being affiliated with X-Men and X Factor. This is the traditional X Factor uniform that she has here. Of course, the leader of that group is Havok, and she's affiliated with Havok, Multiple Man, Strong Guy, Wolfsbane. So these are a couple of the characters from X Factor. But getting into the head sculpt, man, just a really nice touch to Polaris. Like the whole neon green vibe, and then of course it has like bits and pieces of that yellow in it, which makes it look really, really cool. And then of course they gave her the shade of lipstick green, and the power generating from her hands as well, a neon green color. Traditional X Factor uniform we're looking at here. There's a symbol for the X Factor, and you see the logo there on the very top. And of course most of the uniform has like that orange color in the center, and then you see that navy blue color, so it's almost like an orange yellow kind of color there. And then Polaris was also dropped from this is the Polaris that we know as the X-Men Classic. So she was dropped not too long ago, and she came out in the wave for the Build-A-Figure, if I'm not mistaken, Warlock. So very, very cool. And this is like the X-Men Classics look to Polaris. So X Factor look to Polaris and the X-Men Polaris. So very, very cool. Like what they did. And of course I'm gonna get into a couple of these characters, but definitely happy that they dropped the X Factor. Looking at the box over here, you see that they got it from like the card set, and I'm really excited that they're getting this and these ideas from like the cards and the comics. I wouldn't know any guy that would have this kind of card set unless he was like G Infinite, which this is the card set that I have here. This is the 1992 card set, and this is by Impel. So this is an old card set as well, which I do have the whole collection too. And there you see, of course, Polaris, which is on the box set for the X Factor, which is Havok and Polaris by Marvel's 80 Years. So this is really, really cool. Love the look. They made it very, very similar to the card, as you can tell. And just, man, really happy that they're starting to like drop these characters with these different uniforms and so forth. So happy that, of course, they dropped the Polaris from the X-Men and then the Polaris from X Factor. So this is done by Marvel's 80 Years, Hasbro. Alright guys, so the next figure I want to get into in this double box set of Marvel's 80 Years is Havok. Havok being the leader of the X Factor. Here you see Havok, and this is the traditional X Factor uniform. Of course, he has the big X on the center of the chest, which is that orangey yellow color. And then, of course, the jacket, which makes him Havok, of course. Very cool, kind of like motorcycle jacket that he's wearing there. And of course it flares out on the collar, which looks really, really cool. And the zippers are like yellow, and then the jacket is that navy blue. And then of course Havok, who most of you guys know is the brother of Cyclops. This is Havok, and he's related to he is the brother of X-Men Cyclops. So really, really cool. One thing about Havok is the head sculpt doesn't really change. Of course, he tries to keep that face a bit covered there, as you can see, and it's like a navy blue face mask there, but you can see like an opening in the middle where you kind of see most of his face there, which is pretty neat. And then of course Havok here has blue eyes, blonde hair, really, really cool. This is the leader, and one of the reasons why Havok is the leader of this group, because of course everyone knows Cyclops is kind of like the leader of the X-Men, of course Storm as well. So he actually takes initiative of this group. And one thing about Havok is the power that he can generate, cosmic power. So he can absorb cosmic power and also dish it out. So pretty much whatever power he absorbs, he can kind of like beam that at you and pretty much destroy you. So that's a really, really cool power from Havok. The way he can just absorb cosmic energy and kind of like just dish it out if he wanted to. So this is the leader of X Factor, and looking here, very cool touch what they did. There you see kind of like on the jacket, has kind of like that little bit of lining there on the bottom, and then of course the zipper there on the very bottom of the jacket. The pants, of course, navy blue with that orangey yellow color there. And then of course the power that he generates from his hands is a yellow color, which is pretty neat. Love the fact that they dropped these characters. These are two major characters of X Factor. Of course, they did drop another Havok, and this is the old school Havok, as you can see here. This is how Havok actually first came out. And this actually, if I'm not mistaken, is from the Juggernaut wave. So that's really, really cool. And then over here, you have Multiple Man, who's also affiliated with X Factor. He's also part of the X Factor group, Multiple Man. And that was dropped, I believe, in the Apocalypse wave. So Multiple Man, Havok, Polaris, all these characters right here are in their traditional uniform of the X Factor, because that's the group that they pertain to. Now, of course, here you see my Cyclops. Just wanted to let you know, of course, like I said, he is the brother of Havok. Yeah, so this definitely is a good look to of course Polaris and Havok. The fact that they are dropped in this box set, and of course there you see like the cards that I was talking about. I also have that card set, and there's Havok, which is really, really cool. Just the fact that they're listening, I'm hoping that they drop Strong Guy from this epic set. Hopefully they can drop Strong Guy with Wolfsbane. That would be pretty epic. So the X Factor group almost complete. There you have Havok, you have Polaris, you have Multiple Man, which is from the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave, and then of course the brother of Havok, your boy Cyclops. So this is an epic box set by Marvel's 80 Years Hasbro, Polaris, and Havok. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this episode on the double box set of Polaris and Havok. One thing that I forgot to mention is that Havok comes with 2 interchangeable hands, and there you see them. Those are the 2 gloves that he's wearing. Of course, they're yellow. And then here you see kind of like the mid-cut gloves that are black. So I just left them with those. They just look a lot cooler. So definitely subscribe, hit that bell for the next notification, and hit us with a like. I'm G Infinite. Peace out, YouTube.